The 1980s were the decade Caterpillar decided to stop following the industry and start rewriting it. This was when Cat unleashed excavators packed with technology, power, and innovation the world wasn't ready for. From hydraulic systems decades ahead of their competition, to designs that pushed efficiency, strength, and reliability to levels never seen before. These machines didn't just dig, they changed the future of construction. Get ready, because these are the 10 Caterpillar excavators from the 1980s that were truly ahead of their time. Number 1. Caterpillar 235B. The Caterpillar 235B wasn't just an upgrade, it was a turning point in the evolution of hydraulic excavators. When it launched in the early 80s, the heavy equipment world was slowly transitioning from cable-operated machines to fully hydraulic designs, and the 235B arrived at the perfect time, demonstrating what a truly modern excavator could achieve. What made the 235B special wasn't just its specs, but the engineering philosophy behind it. Caterpillar wanted to build an excavator that delivered brute strength without sacrificing finesse, something that could handle massive earth-moving jobs, yet still dig precise trenches. That balance made the 235B a global favorite. Its hydraulic system was years ahead of its competitors, offering smooth, predictable movements and fast cycle times that helped job sites finish work earlier than ever before. This machine could load trucks continuously for hours without losing performance, thanks to a robust engine and a cooling system designed for extreme climates. In addition to performance, the 225B brought real improvements for operators. Cat introduced a more comfortable cab, better visibility, and control levers that responded naturally to hand movements, reducing fatigue during long shifts. Operators often describe the 225B as an extension of themselves, not just a machine. Structural strength was another highlight. The boom, stick, and undercarriage were built thick and tough, allowing the machine to thrive in rocky terrain, demolition sites, and deep excavation work. Its reliability became legendary. Contractors across the world kept their 225Bs running for decades with only routine maintenance. This excavator didn't just meet the expectations of the 1980s, it influenced excavator design well into the 1990s and 2000s, proving that Caterpillar was already thinking ahead of its time. Number 2. Caterpillar 235C. The Caterpillar 235C was crafted for one purpose: dominating extremely heavy earth-moving tasks. While many excavators in the 1980s were still finding a balance between size and performance, the 235C fully embraced its identity as a large, muscular machine built for the toughest jobs on Earth. Weighing around 100,000 lebzars, this excavator stepped into job sites with authority. It was the kind of machine construction crews reserved for major industrial work, large-scale pipeline jobs, quarry operations, deep foundations, dam construction, and mining projects where only massive breakout force could get the job done. Kate reinforced almost every component of the 235C. Its boom and stick were forged to withstand years of shock loading. The hydraulic cylinders were oversized and powerful, providing digging force that exceeded anything most competitors offered during that time. The undercarriage was equally formidable, using heavy track frames and wide pads to keep the machine stable even when handling oversized buckets full of rock. One of the most advanced aspects of the 235C was its hydraulic refinement. While large excavators from other brands often felt slow or sluggish, the 235C delivered quick response and smooth motion, even under full load. Caterpillar worked hard on hydraulic balancing, ensuring the machine could swing, lift, and dig simultaneously without losing power. This was extremely advanced for its era. Operators who sat inside the cab appreciated its surprising comfort for such a huge machine. Better insulation, clearer instrumentation, and improved airflow made long shifts tolerable. But what truly cemented the 235C's reputation was durability. These machines were built like tanks, often running for 20 or 30 years in harsh environments with only periodic overhauls. The 235C wasn't just ahead of its time, it was a machine that pushed the boundaries of what large excavators could achieve in the 1980s. Number 3. Caterpillar 245. Few machines from the 1980s earned the level of respect and fear that the Caterpillar 245 commanded. It wasn't simply a big excavator, it was a massive dominating force built for the world's hardest digging conditions. Introduced at the end of the 1970s and booming in the 1980s, the 245 quickly became synonymous with serious earth-moving. With an operating weight exceeding 120,000 leburs, the machine had a physical presence that dwarfed most competitors. Its reinforced boom sections, thick steel side frames, and enormous hydraulic power allowed it to rip into compacted clay, fractured rock, dense soil layers, and demolition debris as if they were nothing. Contractors often described it as a mountain eater, capable of moving massive volumes of earth faster than anything in its class at that time. What made the Caterpillar 245 ahead of its time was the level of engineering integration. Cat didn't just give it a huge engine. They designed the entire hydraulic system, swing motor, and undercarriage to work together seamlessly. The pump system delivered consistent pressure, giving the operator full digging power even during multifunction operations like lifting while swinging. This efficiency resulted in faster cycle times, higher truck loading productivity, and less fuel wasted per ton of material moved. The cab was another breakthrough. Unlike older heavy excavators that were loud, cramped, and shaky, the 245 offered better seating, superior heat and air conditioning, improved vibration dampening, and clearer instrumentation. For operators, that meant more control and less burnout during long shifts. The 245's durability was nearly unmatched. Many units are still working today, decades later, proving that Caterpillar's vision for the 245 went far beyond the 1980s. It wasn't just ahead of its time, it became a blueprint for future generations of heavy-duty excavators. Number 4. The Caterpillar 235D. The Caterpillar 235D represented a new chapter in the evolution of excavators, one that focused not only on brute strength, but also on intelligence and efficiency. By the time KT introduced the 235D, the original 235 and 235C had already proven themselves as industry giants. But Caterpillar wasn't satisfied. They wanted to create a machine that brought modern control, better fuel efficiency, improved operator experience, and reduced long-term operating costs, all revolutionary concepts during the mid-90s. The 235D introduced refined hydraulics that delivered smoother motion, improved multitasking, and less wasted energy. This improvement alone made the excavator stand out in a decade when many large machines were still rough, slow, and heavy-handed. The 235D could dig with precision, making it ideal for large commercial projects that required accuracy along with power. Structurally, Caterpillar reinforced critical points, redesigned boom geometry, and improved the strength of the upper frame and car body. These enhancements gave the machine a longer service life and reduced failure points, something contractors appreciated because downtime cost money. The improved cab also made a major difference. Operators enjoyed better visibility, a quieter environment, and improved climate control, all rare luxuries in the 1980s. Another overlooked innovation was improved service access. CAT repositioned filters, pumps, and service doors to make maintenance faster and easier. This forward-thinking approach directly influenced how modern excavators are built. In essence, the 235D was a machine that blended toughness with intelligence, showing that excavators could be powerful, efficient, and operator-friendly all at once. It was a preview of the excavator design philosophy that would dominate the 1990s and beyond. Number 5. Caterpillar 2115D. While giant excavators often dominate headlines, the Caterpillar 2115D proved that smaller machines could also be ahead of their time. Introduced during the mid-1980s, the 2115D quickly gained popularity in infrastructure development, road projects, utility trenching, and general construction. With an operating weight of around 24 tons, it fit perfectly into the mid-size category, large enough to deliver strong digging power, yet compact enough to work in urban environments or confined job sites. What set the 2115D apart from other machines in its class was its performance-to-size ratio. CAT gave it a powerful engine, smooth hydraulic pumps, and robust cylinders normally found on larger models. As a result, the 2115D could outperform many similar-sized excavators from competing brands. The machine excelled in versatility. It could switch between buckets, hammers, augers, and compactors quickly, thanks to Caterpillar's attachment-friendly design. Its hydraulic system delivered excellent responsiveness and control, allowing it to handle delicate work like trenching for utility pipes, as well as heavy digging in dense soils or rock-laden ground. Operator comfort was also a highlight. CAT equipped the 2115D with a well-designed cab that offered better seating, improved visibility, reduced vibration, and lower noise levels compared to earlier mid-size excavators. These features gave operators more control and reduced fatigue, enabling longer and more productive shifts. The undercarriage was built tough, featuring thick track frames and durable rollers designed for rugged terrain. Many 2015D units continued operating for decades because of their resilience and low maintenance demands. The machine proved that small didn't mean weak or basic. It carried advanced engineering principles from Cat's larger excavators and delivered them in a more compact, accessible package, making it a truly ahead-of-its-time machine in the 1980s. Number 6. Caterpillar 325L. The Caterpillar 325L arrived at the very end of the 1980s, but its impact made it feel like a machine from the next generation. Although classified as a late 80s release, its development spanned the entire decade, making it a perfect representation of where Caterpillar engineering was heading. The 325L was not simply another new model. It was the beginning of the legendary Cat 300 series, a lineup that would dominate the 1990s and set global standards for excavator performance. At around 60,000 LBs, the 325L introduced a longer undercarriage, the L model, which significantly improved stability during digging, swinging, and lifting operations. This feature alone made it feel more advanced than other excavators of its size. But what truly made the 325L ahead of its time was its hydraulic intelligence. Cat introduced a new hydraulic control system that allowed for smoother simultaneous operations, reduced fuel consumption, and faster response. Operators immediately noticed how precise the controls felt. The machine could switch from delicate trenching to full-power earth movers without hesitation. The cab was another major leap. Caterpillar incorporated better insulation, ergonomic seating, more refined joystick controls, and improved climate systems, creating a working environment that felt more like a modern 1990s excavator than an 80s one. Structurally, the 325L used optimized boom geometry and improved steel composition, making the boom and stick lighter yet stronger. Cat also made maintenance easier by redesigning service doors, hydraulic pump placement, and filter access. These innovations made the 325L stand out as one of the most forward-thinking excavators ever introduced in its decade. It was the machine that told the world Caterpillar was ready for the future, long before the future arrived. Number 7. Caterpillar 245B. When Caterpillar upgraded the iconic 245 into the 245B, it didn't merely give the machine a new badge, it transformed it into an even more powerful, more reliable, and more refined excavation powerhouse. The original 245 had already earned legendary status, but the 245B strengthened nearly every part of the machine, making it capable of tackling the most extreme job site conditions of the 1980s. With an operating weight exceeding 120,000 LBs, the 245B brought staggering digging force to large-scale excavation, quarrying, infrastructure, and mining operations. But its real innovation came from structural and hydraulic improvements that pushed it far ahead of its time. Caterpillar reinforced the frame, including thicker side plates, improved swing-bearing mounts, and a significantly strengthened car body. These enhancements were designed to handle continuous heavy loading in tough environments like rocky slopes, deep pits, and demolition zones. The boom and stick were redesigned with better weld quality and stronger castings to reduce stress fatigue. Hydraulically, the 245B operated with greater efficiency thanks to upgraded pumps, improved valve flow, and smarter hydraulic balancing. Operators could dig, lift, and swing with more fluidity and less power loss, making the machine feel faster and more responsive. The cab also received important upgrades. More comfortable seating, reduced vibration, better air conditioning, enhanced visibility, and quieter operation allowed crews to work longer hours with less physical strain, something that was rare in extra-large 1980s excavators. Maintenance became easier too. Cat improved access to filters, pumps, and electrical components, cutting downtime significantly. In every way, the 245B proved Caterpillar wasn't just building big machines, they were building big machines that lasted, combining raw power with technological refinement. Its durability is so legendary that many 245Bs still work today, proving how far ahead the 245B truly was. Number 8. Caterpillar 375, late 80s development. Though officially introduced in the early 1990s, the Caterpillar 375 was engineered during the final stretch of the 1980s, making it a direct product of that decade's innovative mindset. The 375 became one of the most influential large excavators ever created, but its engineering DNA was forged in the late 80s when Caterpillar was experimenting with new hydraulic systems, stronger frames, and heavy-duty industrial designs. Weighing over 150,000 lbs with a massive engine pumping out over 350 horsepower, the 375 wasn't just large, it was monumental for its time. The design goal was simple: build an excavator that could handle massive production jobs from large mines to huge infrastructure projects while maintaining the smoothness and hydraulic finesse Cat machines were famous for. The machine introduced cutting-edge advancements in hydraulic power. The dual-pump hydraulic system allowed simultaneous operations with minimal flow loss, letting the operator dig, swing, and lift heavy loads without slowing the machine. The 375 also featured one of the strongest upper frames in Caterpillar history. Up to that point, engineers used advanced steel alloys and new reinforcement layouts to ensure the structure could withstand constant heavy stress. Even the undercarriage was engineered with long-life rollers, strengthened track frames, and larger idlers to improve stability and load distribution. Inside the cab, operators experienced a level of comfort unimaginable in earlier decades: reduced noise, improved suspension seating, better airflow, and excellent visibility. The 375 marked the moment Caterpillar moved from big excavators to mega excavators, shaping the category for decades to come. Number 9. Caterpillar 311-3112 Prototype Line. In the late 1980s, Caterpillar saw a major shift happening in the construction world. Job sites were becoming more urban, more congested, and more specialized. Instead of relying solely on large excavators, contractors needed compact and mid-sized machines that delivered high performance in tight spaces. To meet this demand, Cat began developing early prototypes that would eventually evolve into the 3-1 waddles of the early 1990s. These prototypes were quietly tested, refined, and engineered throughout the late 1980s, long before compact excavators became mainstream in North America. These early designs introduced groundbreaking concepts for small and mid-size excavators. Cat experimented with narrower tail swings, optimized boom designs, and hydraulic systems that delivered big machine power on smaller platforms. Operators testing the prototypes noted how smooth the controls felt for a compact machine, something extremely rare at the time. Caterpillar also emphasized operator comfort and reduced noise, giving the prototypes better cabs than almost any competing machine in the small excavator segment. The prototypes were also engineered with maintenance efficiency in mind. Instead of treating small excavators like disposable equipment, Cat designed them with long service life, durable components, and easy-to-access filters and pumps, approaches normally reserved for large machines. These concepts eventually shaped the legendary 311 and 312 excavators that dominated the 1980s. Although these prototype units were not mass-produced in the 1980s, they represent Caterpillar's visionary approach to engineering, anticipating future needs before the industry even recognized them. This forward-looking mindset is why they deserve a place among the most ahead-of-their-time Cat excavators of the decade. Number 10. The Caterpillar 5080. The Caterpillar 5080 stands as one of the most forward-thinking machines ever conceptualized in the late 1980s. While it officially joined the market in the early 1990s, the engineering, structural design, and hydraulic innovations behind the 5080 were all developed during the late 80s, making it a true product of that groundbreaking era. Weighing nearly 180 tons, the 5080 wasn't simply an excavator. It was a statement, a machine that signaled Caterpillar was ready to compete in the ultra-heavy mining and industrial class dominated by global giants like Demag, O&K, and Hitachi. The 5080 introduced dual hydraulic pumps powerful enough to move massive cylinders with surprising fluidity. This was crucial because the machine was designed to use enormous buckets capable of hauling tremendous loads. The engineering team implemented advanced cooling systems, reinforced boom mounts, and improved swing mechanisms, ensuring that the 5080 could run long shifts under brutal conditions without overheating or losing efficiency. Caterpillar also incorporated high-strength steel alloys and thicker structural plating, giving the 5080 a level of toughness unmatched by earlier KT machines. Inside the cab, operators experienced another leap forward: superior visibility, reduced vibration, and improved climate control that made working inside such a powerful machine more comfortable and less exhausting. The 5080 wasn't just ahead of its time in size, it was ahead in engineering philosophy, proving Caterpillar could compete toe-to-toe with top mining excavators worldwide. It set the stage for the ultra-heavy Cat models that followed in the 2000s, making it a true visionary machine born from the innovation of the 90s. These excavators proved exactly why Caterpillar became a global powerhouse. Their ideas, from smarter hydraulics to tougher frames, shaped the machines we use today. Some were misunderstood, some became icons, but every one of them was years ahead of the world around them. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Cat's most groundbreaking decade, hit like, subscribe, and tell me which excavator impressed you the most. Thanks for watching, because the next video reveals even more legendary machines that changed construction forever.